Is a Minecraft movie the Minecraft movie we've all been waiting for? Let's talk about it now. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass. I'm here to talk about a Minecraft movie, the Minecraft movie that's coming to theaters on April 4th, 2025. It is a Minecraft movie. I guess they wanted to leave it open, maybe to have additional movies. Maybe they didn't want to say like this is the definitive Minecraft movie, but it is the first Minecraft movie coming to theaters on April 4th, 2025. It is a big deal. Minecraft is a phenomenon. Does this movie get it right? Is this movie worth watching? Well, my hot take is I think you should watch it. I was kind of between a watch it and a watch later. I thought it was an entertaining, ridiculous movie that is it's based in Minecraft, so it kind of like is a story in Minecraft, not a movie about Minecraft. But it has plenty of references and humor that will appeal to kids and adults. It is very random though. It kind of will live and die based on if you like Jack Black, if you like that type of humor, because there's a lot of Jack Black in here. He is the main character in this film, and a lot of the quirks of Jack Black are in this. I like him. I thought it was very random. I thought it had, enough Minecraft stuff so that it is entertaining. It did kind of veer off in some strange places, but overall, I enjoyed it. I think kids will enjoy it. I think kids will really like it. There is some just like random, silly humor, plenty of Minecraft references. That leads me to the next point. For kids, is this going to be okay for kids? I think it'll be okay for kids. I think it'll be okay for most kids. It has some rude humor and some jokes that are a little bit geared towards adults that kids will probably not get. So it's probably fine. There is some scary-ish moments. There's a little bit of violence, but it's like Minecraft violence, and a little bit of rude humor. But I think overall, it's probably fine for your kids. Probably fine for most kids. I would take my kids to it, no problem. So should be fine for kids. And also, if you're watching this, there are two stingers here. There's a mid-credit scene that you should definitely see, and then a post-credit scene that you should definitely see. So if you watch this, make sure to stick around, make sure to stay through the entire thing because it is worth it. So, all that being said, I'm gonna tell you a little about the movie, a few things I like, a few things I didn't like, and then really quickly go into a recap. So as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the recap section. If you don't know what happens in this movie, and you might not, there are some big surprises along the way. I would turn it off when you get to the recap. Before that, though, I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it spoiler free. Let's get to those spoilers. So in a Minecraft movie, you have Steve. Steve is a person that was transported to the overworld. He learns about, this Minecraft world with all these weird blocky things. But later, some other characters come into the overworld, and maybe this is going to be a bigger adventure and threat than we all realize. So, things I liked about this movie. The first, hey, look, it's Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I adore Minecraft. I think it's a great game. This has, a Minecraft look to it. It has plenty of Minecraft references, some fairly deep cut Minecraft references, I think. I mean, there's a lot of pieces. They don't use them all, but they show them. There's things like that. There's some, rare monsters, rare mobs, all of that stuff. So it has enough Minecraft in it that you will enjoy it, especially if your kids love Minecraft, which they probably do because Minecraft is huge. Then there's plenty in here to like. Second thing I love the sound. It is Minecraft sound. There is Minecraft audio, which was nice to hear the first time. You hear that like peaceful, Minecraft sound. It's wonderful. There's plenty of like sound effects for Minecraft. There's villager sounds like like that kind of stuff. It will definitely appeal to you if you are a fan of this type of game. Third thing I love, the humor. There are some very funny moments. There's a lot of laugh out loud moments. Not all of it is like Minecraft related humor. There's some just like completely random humor, some Jack Black kind of humor. And there are definitely moments that you're gonna laugh out loud. There's some that you're gonna be like, oh, that's like so weird. But look, I laughed at some of them, some I didn't, but there were people around me that were laughing. It is a funny movie and it is definitely entertaining, definitely an entertaining family film. And the last thing I love animation. They had the unenviable task of making a movie around Minecraft. I think they generally did a good job. I will talk a little bit about it and the things I didn't love, but overall, it definitely captures that feel of Minecraft. But they updated it for, a bigger movie with, bigger 3D effects, things like that. So, things I didn't love as much. It's just very random. Like, this doesn't feel like a movie about Minecraft. It feels like a movie that is set in Minecraft, which is fine, except it feels like it is a completely separate adventure that has Minecraft as part of it. So some of the things that happen were, so out there, so kind of like sitcom-esque in terms of just like going from, this reference to this reference to like having people be very quirky. It was entertaining, but it didn't really feel like a fully coherent story, I guess. Second thing I love as much. I kind of already said it. It feels like a movie that is set in Minecraft. It actually kind of feels like almost like a Lord of the Rings movie, and there's a lot of things that are like very similar to Lord of the Rings that I'll go into in the recap. That is like set in the Minecraft world. So I don't know, I feel like I would have liked a more kind of like fundamental movie about Minecraft. And this is a movie that has plenty of Minecraft in it, but the kind of like beauty and wonder of Minecraft of like discovering everything is kind of lost because you get that in a little bit at the start, but then after that, it's just barreling into like an adventure essentially. And the last thing I didn't love as much, I'll call it more blocky. Some of the character, like they try to translate the Minecraft block pixel style into a kind of like more modern 3D rendered, you know, not 3D, but more like realistic-ish rendered version of Minecraft. It works, but sometimes I wish the characters were a little bit more blocky. Like the zombies aren't, they move a little bit too fluidly. Some of the characters have a little bit, you know, too much rounded edges, I guess. I wish they'd really stayed with that Minecraft block style to make it look a little bit more true to what the original game looks like. I think they did a good job. They updated it. They kind of like changed it up a little bit while still keeping like the look of Minecraft. But some instances I was like, oh, that movement's a little bit too smooth. I wish they were moving more like Minecraft people do, you know, with like arms that don't bend, things like that. Little bits here and there. Overall, I think they did a pretty good job, but there were just some moments, like especially the zombies. The zombies move very fluidly, which didn't feel right given, you know, what I know about Minecraft. So, all that being said, a Minecraft movie comes to theaters on April 4th, 2025. I think you should probably watch it. It's entertaining. It's enjoyable. If you like Jack Black, you're gonna like it. If you like Minecraft, there's plenty in here you'll like. If you've got kids, they will, I'm sure, love it. So check it out when it comes to theaters on April 4th, 2025. And if you do see it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you like and didn't like. I'd love to hear it. And I'm gonna really quickly go into a recap right now. So if you don't know what happens in this movie, I would turn it off now because there will be spoilers. So, Steve is a kid who grew up yearning for the mines. He wanted to work in the mines from a young age, but he was too young to work in the mines. So eventually he goes, gets a normal office job, but at some point he quits and heads back into the mines. While he's down there, he's mining around. He finds this mysterious cube, or he calls it an orb because it's, you know, a cube in Minecraft that would essentially, that could be a circle, that could be a square. He calls it an orb. And this like container for it. And when you combine them, it opens up a portal into the overworld. The overworld is the Minecraft world, the beautiful Minecraft world we know and love. He quickly figures out the basics of this world, how to build things, and turns it into his own world. He builds his own structures, he builds a village, things like that. Eventually, he befriends this dog named Dennis, and as they're exploring, they find a portal to the Nether. He actually kind of completes the portal to the Nether because you know it's almost done. He has to do like one little thing to it, completes the portal in the Nether, and enters the Nether. And in the Nether, there are piglins. They are mining gold. They're trying to serve this piglin sorceress named Malgosha. She has been trying to get into the overworld, and unfortunately for Steve, the Nether portal that he opened up is kind of the thing that she wants. Now she captures him and takes his like cube. I forget what the cube was called. It's like the overworld cube, something like that. It's this blue cube that she's going to use to kind of enact a plan to get into the overworld and turn it into her own world. Now, Steve thankfully is able to escape, and he gives Dennis the pieces of the cube and tells him to go far away and make sure that Malgosha can never get them. So Dennis, the dog, runs out of the Nether portal, runs into the portal to the real world, and eventually runs to Steve's house and stashes the cube pieces underneath his bed. And then when the cube pieces are under there, they separate, so the portal to the overworld closes. Now, years later, we have our new characters. Well, years later, we have some other characters. We got Natalie and Henry. Natalie is Henry's older sister. They don't say what age she is, but she's old enough to work. She's probably like, you know, young 20s. And it sounds like their mother just recently died. So Natalie is taking care of Henry. They're moving to a small town in Idaho where Natalie has a job and they can afford the rent, and they're going to start out new there. They rent a house from this quirky real estate agent named Dawn. Dawn is the kind of like real estate agent, or I guess maybe at least the manager of this house. And she also has a mobile like petting zoo situation. Um, we also have Garrett, who is played by Jason Momoa. He is a former video game world champion from the 80s that hasn't really moved on from there. And this is some of the interesting things about it. Like his store is all 80s. He has a very 80s look, neon, really sweet sunglasses, playing classic arcade games. And that actually translates a lot into the movie. There's like some 80s songs. The credits are all 80s theme. There's a lot of like 80s style stuff in here, which is interesting for a movie that's going to be geared more towards kids who aren't going to remember that. I guess maybe they'll think it's cool and classic and retro, which pains me to, I mean, it is, but like it also pains me that that would be like so out there that they would put it. But in any event, Garrett has never really moved on. He peaked in the 80s and has kind of gone downhill from there. He has a video game store. It's not doing well. He's about to get evicted and he's trying to gain money. So he buys a storage unit at auction to try to flip that and get some money to save his store. This storage unit is appears to be the storage unit that has all the stuff that Steve had. And so in there is that cube. Now Henry is starting off in this new school, new place. He's trying to fit in and he stops at Garrett's store. And there he makes friends with Garrett and sees the cube. Henry puts the cube together and for some reason it leads him to the mines. They don't ever explain it. All it would have taken would be like two lines. Like, I don't know, it's like pulling me or something. You just they don't explain it. He and Garrett just end up going to the mines. Now, when he and Garrett go towards the mines, Natalie freaks out because she hasn't heard from Henry all day. She doesn't know what's going on. And so she is freaking out. Dawn happens to be there checking on her, and Dawn apparently figures out how to use Natalie's phone to, use the Find My app to figure out where Henry is. And Henry is in the mines. So Dawn and Natalie go to the mines, and they all end up there. And when Henry gets close to this portal, it pulls him in. There, they finally pull him in. I wish they would have said that earlier. It pulls him in, and it pulls all the other characters into the overworld. Now, they end up in the overworld. It's beautiful, but as you would know, if you've played Minecraft at night, it becomes a very dangerous place. So they start getting attacked by zombies and skeletons and spiders. And so Henry figures out how to build in this world. He like is running and runs into a tree. The tree block disappears into a smaller block. He picks that up and then he realizes he can like start building. So Henry builds a tower for them to all survive in. But during this fight, during all this time, the cube is damaged. The inner cube, the blue cube is fine, but the outer like storage cube is broken. You need both of those pieces to open the portal. Also, they get attacked by a ton of zombies and things like that, and it looks like they are going to die. They do a valiant job trying to build a tower, but as always happens, a creeper comes up, blows up part of the tower, the zombies pile in, and it looks like they are going to die. But then Steve shows up to save them. He says that they can get the cube back, the outer piece of the cube back, but they have to go to like some manor. I think it was like the Wood House, something like that. That's far away, the Wood Mansion, something like that. And so they have to head out there to get this other piece so that Natalie, Dawn, Henry, and Garrett can all go home. They get ready for this journey. They go to Steve's village that he's built. They get supplies from the villagers. But while they're here, piglins attack the village. It seems like Malgosha, sent Steve to get that cube, but then she double crossed him, and the piglins all attack. During the attack, Garrett, Steve, and Henry go one way. They end up like getting like flying wings to fly. Again, it's very random. Like they're stuck on a wall and they're about to get overrun by piglins, and then Steve is like, "Oh, wing gliders, go!" And they glide away using these wing gliders. I don't think they're in Minecraft. Maybe they are. Maybe they're in creative mode. I don't play creative mode. It was very strange. And then Steve's like, "Oh, I thought I had three, but I only grabbed two." And so he has to like jump on Jason Momoa's back to like glide with him. It's funny, but again, very random. They get separated. They head off to the mansion that way. Don and Natalie don't look up with them. They have to make their own way. Now, Garrett, Steve, and Henry use the wingsuits, eventually crash near some mines, and they head into the mines because Garrett previously had told Steve, "I need resources," and so he'll give him the cube if Steve gives him some riches. So they go into the mines. It's very Mines of Moria kind of thing. Like they have to go under the mountain, and it's dangerous, but there's treasure there. Now, when they get there, they find some diamonds, but they also get ambushed by piglins and a super pig. And they're barely able to escape. They jump on Steve's redstone powered rail that he built to get out of the mines, and they're barely able to escape, but they are able to. Now, meanwhile, Natalie and Dawn are trying to make it out on their own. They have like a shovel and a hoe, and they're fighting off zombies. They're starting to get more comfortable. They're starting to get like more used to this world. And eventually, they find a wolf that is angry and dark. And it's again very random because they're like, "Oh, this is dangerous wolf," and Dawn's like, "Oh, maybe he is just hungry," and she just picks up a bone, which like, okay, that's very convenient. Gives it to the dog, tames the dog magically, and that dog ends up being Dennis. And you're like, wait, Dennis was already tamed. I don't think he can untame. They did take his collar off at some point. Maybe that's how you untame a dog in Minecraft. So now Dennis is retamed, and Don's like, oh, this is Dennis. Maybe Dennis can lead us to Steve. Meanwhile, Steve, Garrett, and Henry end up at the mansion, the wood mansion, whatever. And they come up with a plan to get the cube box where they're going to sneak in. Henry's going to sneak in and get the cube piece, and Garrett and Steve are going to distract the mansion inhabitants as like a saxophone band. They like have saxophones. They play jazz music while dancing. Again, it's very very random. It's clever, or it's funny, but it's very random. Now, eventually, they get discovered, I guess, or they don't play as well, and so they then have to go into like a boxing arena and fight. And Steve is tied up. Garrett has to fight a chicken jockey. And again, Minecraft reference, very random. Like all of a sudden they're now in a boxing arena. But anyways, while this is happening, Henry is able to get to the top floor of the mansion and find the piece in this chest room. But he's also ambushed by an Enderman, and he looks at the Enderman. You're not supposed to do that. When he looks at the Enderman like, tries to attack him, but Henry's able to fight off. He closes his eyes and swings his axe that he has, and eventually takes out the Enderman and gets an Ender Pearl. So after this, Henry goes back, links up with Garrett and Steve. They all escape the mansion, and they are running, but they are attacked by Malgosha with some gassed balloon blimps. Henry and Steve are able to escape on the gas balloon blimps, but the cube is stolen by Malgosha. And Garrett sacrifices himself to save everyone. He like draws in the gas balloons and the piglins who have TNT, blows it all up, and lets Henry and Steve escape. So during the explosion, the gas balloon is injured and eventually crash lands. Now, Steve and Henry wake up and they are with Natalie and Dawn. Dennis apparently led them to Steve, where they discovered Steve. He was injured, and they built a mushroom house around Steve and Henry and are letting them recover, and everything's okay. Now, meanwhile, Malgosha used the cube to create like a nether portal tower. It basically looks like Isengard. Again, another Lord of the Rings kind of thing. It does feel like very much like Henry has like Frodo energy, and they are trying to get this cube to this destination. And now they have an Isengard like tower, and when Malgosha puts the cube at the top of the tower, it turns into like a nether portal kind of thing that then blankets the world in like darkness. And so now allows the nether monsters to come in, and it seems like our heroes are, going to have some issues. Now, Steve sees all this and is like, we have to fight back. So they get ready, they build armor, they build weapons, they build a bunch of iron golems, and they go and attack the new piglins coming in to try to take out this tower. Now, the iron golems attack the piglins, and they create like a super iron golem using like boots of swiftness. I don't know if this is actually in Minecraft, but maybe it is. I'm not sure. And so they all attack the piglins. There's like that super pig again that was in the mines of Moria, and it attacks as well. Natalie and Don hold off the super pig and the other piglins while Henry goes to the nether tower, uses that ender pearl to try to teleport up to the top of it and take out the tower. And Steve keeps Malgosha busy with his diamond armor and diamond sword. Now, when Henry gets up to the top of the tower, that super pig uses like a bolt of like nether energy and shoots it at Henry. It hits near him, knocks him off the tower. You're like, oh no, Henry is not going to survive. He's falling down the tower, but he's saved by Garrett, who somehow survived from that explosion and has a gas balloon and saves Henry. And then they take that gas balloon, turn around, use the gas to shoot a bunch of fireballs at the tower, blows up the tower. Natalie is able to hold off the piglin, the super pig, just enough until Dawn shows up with an army of wolves that she had trained. They attack the piglin. They're able to take the piglin out. And when that nether portal blows up, it turns to be sunlight that affects all the other piglins. The other piglins start to zombify and, petrify. Malgosha loses a bunch of her power, and Steve is able to, defeat her and walks away when she is like defeated. So now they've got the cubes back. Now that the world is saved, they create the portal. Everyone goes back, and Steve is going to stay, but eventually he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the real world too. So they all go back to the real world, and everyone is happy. Dawn starts a like larger animal farm with Dennis, the blocky dog, as the main showcase. Natalie starts a self-defense school using the skills that she learned in Minecraft to teach other people how to defend themselves. Henry is more confident at school. He invents some cool stuff. He invents a jetpack that he tried to invent earlier, but it ended horribly. Now he has a jetpack, so he is a cool kid in school. And Garrett and Steve build a better video game shop and also create a game based on their experiences in Minecraft and have like an 80s hair band. I mean, in the scene, Garrett is playing like a guitar and Steve is singing Jack Black style. It is if you like Black's music, it's very much something you're gonna like. So all of this seems to come through. And that's the movie. That's a Minecraft movie. And like I said, there are stingers during the credits. So during the credits, there was a scene with Jennifer Coolidge's character who plays the principal at Henry's school. Early on, a villager escapes and like her car hits it, and it feels very much like product placement because her car hits it and she's like, "Oh no, this is the second time I've hit something with my Jeep Grand Cherokee." And then they mention Jeep Grand Cherokee like two or three other times. It's cringy, but it's fun. But she and the villager have dinner together and she has a romantic connection with the villager, and then we have a scene where the villager meets her ex-husband and then he starts talking. Sure. And then after the credits, you have Steve going back to his old house, and when he gets there, he knocks, and there's someone there. We don't see the person's face, we see them from behind, but it is a girl with red hair and like a green shirt. And I think if you play Minecraft, you know who this is. He's talking to this girl, and she says that her name is Alex. So, Steve and Alex, there we go. Does this mean there'll be a sequel? There'll probably be a sequel. I could totally see them making a sequel. I could totally see them making a like Steve and Alex adventure, having another Minecraft movie. Who knows? This is called a Minecraft movie, so it feels like they will probably have another one, maybe a whole series based in Minecraft. It feels like that would be something that would be entertaining and enjoyable. But we'll have to wait to see. That is a Minecraft movie. Like I said, it comes at the years on April 4th, 2025. I think you should check it out. I was kind of between a watch now and a watch later. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it is very random. It feels like it feels like it's a movie in Minecraft with a lot of other non-Minecraft aspects thrown in there for either like humor or randomness or just to like make the adventure work. It sometimes does, it sometimes doesn't. But overall, it is entertaining. It's fun. If you like Jack Black, you'll like it. If you've got kids, I'm sure they'll love it. So I think ultimately you should check it out, but I was kind of between a watch now and a watch later. If you do see it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. I'd love to hear it. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.